I dropped my ex-girlfriend off at a homeless shelter. I was 22, living in San Antonio in 2017. One evening, I was swiping through Tinder and matched with a girl I'll call Kara. She was very pretty, and we hit it off quickly. We discovered we lived just down the road from each other, and after a few days of chatting, we met in person and walked around a park near our houses. Kara told me she had recently moved from Orlando to San Antonio. She'd only been in town for 2 weeks and was crashing on a friend's couch while looking for a job in her own place. I felt bad and offered to let her crash at my place that night, with the promise of getting breakfast in the morning. She happily accepted. We stayed up watching The Little Mermaid, her favorite movie, and went to bed. Nothing intimate happened. The next morning, we went to Jim's for breakfast. Kara told me her dream was to work at Disney back in Florida. She was a huge Disney fan, and most of our conversation revolved around that. I found it kind of cute. When I asked why she left Florida, she explained her mom had relapsed on drugs, so she left and moved in with a friend from the army in San Antonio. But after 2 weeks on their couch with no job prospects, she felt like she was overstaying her welcome. After breakfast, I offered to help her look for jobs. A few days later, she landed a part-time night shift at a gas station. She was nervous about working alone, so I visited her near the end of her first shift to support her. We went back to my place afterward, and that night, things got intimate. The next morning, she surprised me by making breakfast. Then things got weird. While we were eating, Kara brought up marriage, specifically, a dream wedding at Disney. I was thrown off. We had only known each other for 3 weeks. She didn't mention it again right away, but over the next few weeks, she started spending every weekend at my place. Then, 3 weeks later, she showed me a full Pinterest board of her dream wedding, complete with rings, locations, dates, and themes at Disney. It was detailed. I asked if this was something she had planned long ago, but she smiled and said, "No, silly. This is for us." I was stunned. I told her I thought things were moving way too fast. I tried to be gentle, but explained that while I cared about her, I wasn't sure if what we were feeling was genuine love or just infatuation. I told her relationships take time and that her Pinterest board felt a little extreme. She went quiet. An hour later, she started packing. She said she needed space and was going back to her friend's place. I apologized a few more times, but she left. I tried reaching out over the next week, but she barely responded. Eventually, I asked to meet up and talk, or else we'd have to end things. She told me to stop contacting her and blocked me. It stung, but I moved on. 2 months later, I was doing great. Then at 11:30 p.m. on a Sunday night, I got a text from Kara. One word, help. She had unblocked me. I panicked a bit and asked if she was okay. She wasn't. She asked me to pick her up from her new boyfriend's house, 90 minutes away in Kerrville. I considered saying no since I had work early the next morning, but I couldn't ignore her. I drove out and found her sitting on a trash can with 3 large suitcases. She looked rough. On the drive back, she told me that after we broke up, she met a guy named Mike on Tinder who claimed to be rich and promised her a new life. He said he had a ranch, a dealership, and would give her a dream wedding. Instead, he took her to his mom's filthy, roach-infested house. She was trapped there for weeks. Mike took her phone away and only gave it back occasionally. She finally escaped while Mike and his mom were out at a bar, pretending she was going to bed. Back at my place, I told her she should report him to the police, but she was too scared. She stayed with me a few days to recover. Eventually, I told her she couldn't stay longer. I didn't want to rekindle the relationship, and she had nowhere else to go. Her friend's couch was now taken. We searched for affordable housing, but with no job and no savings, nothing worked out. I'd previously volunteered at Haven for Hope, a shelter that offers beds and meals. I explained the process, helped her gather her things, wrote and notarized a letter explaining why she couldn't stay with me, required for admittance, and dropped her off that Sunday morning. An hour later, she called crying. The indoor shelter only accepted residents who'd lived in San Antonio for at least 6 months. She didn't qualify and was being sent to the outdoor section. She begged me to pick her up. I responded, probably the worst way I could have. Well, it is a homeless shelter. She hung up. Later that night, she texted that a volunteer saw her crying, called me an asshole, and bought her a Greyhound ticket back to Orlando. She asked if I wanted to say goodbye. I said I couldn't and wished her safe travels. 3 months later, while I was out grocery shopping, my roommate messaged me. Kara was at the front door, knocking. I had him pretend not to know me, saying the previous tenants had moved. With the new furniture, paint, and no car in the driveway, she believed it and left. I never saw her again. I moved soon after and blocked her everywhere. So, am I the asshole? I was 22. I tried to help. But when I hit a wall, I chose what felt like the only realistic option left. Could I have done more? Probably. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to my channel. There are many great stories for you on my channel. Thank you for watching.